Hey everyone, this is your girl SCBookGal 843. And yes, I'm here on my night, on Tuesday night. And you guys, I am honored. Well, I'm always honored to meet a new author, but she has a special place with me because she is from my state, South Carolina, y'all. So of course, I gotta treat her right. You know what I'm saying? But tonight, we talking about poetry. We talking about them words that express us, express our feelings, just express who we are. So I have an author from South Carolina by the name of Jasmine Mariah, and she's gonna come up here and she's gonna chat with us for a little bit. Come on up, girlie.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I am doing great, when these storms stop, lightning down here. God. So, welcome to SC Book Gal and Friends chat. So, before we go any further, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 24 years old. I'm a
Hold
self-published
on, time
creative.
out. Time out. No, 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 no. You are how old?
I'm 24. I just actually turned 24 a couple of days ago.
Y'all, I know y'all
Yes.
see that baby face action going on. Go ahead.
Yes. But I am a creative writer, upcoming creative writer. I basically live the life of a typical 24-year-old while trying to pursue my dreams and my passions. I'm currently studying creative writing at the University of Phoenix on the side, as well as working. But poetry and writing alone and music, anything art creative has always been a passion of mine. So I'm, gradually exploring that day by day, slowly but surely. So yeah.
So, what about this creative element of writing and poetry? What draws you to it?
I think I would say it gives me like self identity. You know how everyone has that thing that they're good at and they're not so good at, or it makes them feel like themselves the most. I've always gravitated towards poetry and writing ever since I was like 5. I would write about like astrology, the moon and the stars, things like that. And over time, I just kept writing and writing and writing. Then I realized, like, hey, this may be something I should pursue. And I've been able to do that and express that through music as well as other things. So, yeah.
Music too?
Yes.
Let me find out you dipping and dabbing and everything.
Yeah.
And
I do a little something every now and then.
so, music, what genre are we talking about?
Um, so lately, most recently, well, I started off with rap, but now I'm exploring like different genres, like soul, adding spoken word to my music. So, different spiritual based music, just all kind of gateways, no limit to it.
Oh man, let me find out. So,
Yeah.
do you do like poetry reviews or anything along that line?
Can you say that again?
Do you do poetry reviews or anything along that line?
I haven't. I'm like literally, I have experience with poetry, but I'm just now starting to like explore more stuff in terms of that. So I'm just playing with everything and seeing where it leads me to, basically. But yeah,
I like that.
yeah,
I love it. When you have no plan, it seems like it seems like sometimes when you don't have like no plan, that is the plan
yeah.
because
It's
things
like I
come
have
to you.
it's a structure, but it's like a wild structure because you know how you have a plan, but God has something completely different. So I've always been able to write naturally. Like I want in the future, I want to go on to doing like screenplays and play scripts and move like stuff, anything creative writing in general. I just want to explore that, and poetry is just like the base of it. But when I
Mhm.
say I'm just now starting off fresh and I don't know where I'm gonna go, I could be writing music, be a songwriter. I could be write a play next year. So we never know where it's gonna go. So I just try to stay open minded and productive in both fields, and
Hmm.
just to see where it takes me. Because I feel like if I have a set plan on it, something different can happen, and you don't know what that could lead you to. So just being positive and seeing where it leads me.
Okay, so you have this beautiful book,
Yeah.
this Brown Eyed Wonder. Tell us a little bit about that book.
So this book, the center of this book is about spirituality and mental health and healing. 3 years ago, I was battling anxiety and depression, and I went through a really rough time. And I had my first encounter with the Holy Spirit, and it taught me a lot about Jesus, and just my whole belief system changed as a young adult. And I was inspired enough to put this in a book in a way that was poetic, in a way that I knew meant something deeper to me, and I could always go open this book and it'll make me look at those experiences in a positive way. So it's very special to me, and it's the center of it is spirituality and mental health. So yeah.
Okay, who do you feel is your target audience when it comes to your book?
Um, I feel like my target audience would be, in general, anyone who loves poetry, obviously, but anybody dealing with mental health, or they just feel spiritually misaligned with things and need to find their center again. I feel like that this book will help with that, and it's so precise. You know how certain things you read you don't truly like catch on to or resonate. It doesn't resonate with you instantly. I feel like there's parts in this book that could resonate with anyone. So, um, the target audience could be someone dealing with, anxiety, or just someone looking to gain spiritual knowledge. It could apply to anybody. So that's what I think is so special about it.
The cover is special, girl. I am loving this cover. Says a lot.
Yes,
Who
the center of
designed?
the eye. I have a poem in the book called "You and I," and that's what inspired the cover. I was just like, what if I just do one eye? You know how they say keep your third eye open. I was like, let me explore and see what I can do with this. It originally was supposed to be my eye, but I didn't know how to get that to get on the cover. But this that was the result of it. So I'm glad I made that decision.
Did you create the cover or you had someone else create it for you?
I collaborated with someone to help me create the cover. I told them what I needed, and we kind of just like tag teamed it, and something very simple. And I liked how the colors, the shades of brown mixed with each other, and that's how it turned out. So, yeah.
So you gotta shout out whoever is your illustrator.
Oh my goodness, this is so bad. I don't. It was like I don't remember the name of the person. But I found them on Fiverr, and we basically collaborated. I don't remember their name. I feel so bad. So sorry to the person, but they know I love them. I love and appreciate them. But yeah, we basically collabed on it, and shout out to them. I don't remember the name because I said this was 3 years ago. So
Okay, okay. I
yeah.
can see that. I can see that. I can see that. So, what were you thinking when you were writing your book? What was going through you?
Oh,
What was your thought process of writing your book?
everything was kind of okay, I know I'm writing this book, but the experience wise, the creativity, it was all kind of unpredictable. Like I'd be in a mood this day, and then I'd sit down and I'd write this out, and then I'd go back and read it and be like, okay, how can I apply this to the theme that I'm trying to portray in the book? Like I said, I was dealing with mental health, so when I was writing this book, I was still going through these dark phases and stuff, and I really was trying to find a way to escape, and I did that creatively. So it was a lot of ups and downs, highs and lows, but I think near the end of writing the book, I found my center again. I was like, okay, so when I publish it, I'm not gonna feel how I was feel when I wrote it, but um, it was very special to finish it and just close that chapter. Even if I like get in a feeling now, I'll open the book back up and it'll just remind me of what I overcame. So yeah, that's basically how my creative process went when it came to writing the book.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like where you go.
we had a little technical. That wasn't cute. That lightning
It
hit and the thing
happens. It
went.
happens.
Look at here. So, um, you're back. Okay, so your mindset is what again? I'm sorry.
My mindset was basically at a place where it was just like I was still dealing with mental health things, so it was unpredictable. Some days I write one way, some days I feel this way, and I write something completely different. But near the ending, I was grateful that I was able to put all that together. And when I released it, I didn't have those feelings that I had when writing it. I think that happens with a lot of artists. Is like when they're asked about their, like, say you put out an album or something like that, and they ask, "Well, what made you write this?" And they really aren't in that same mental headspace anymore. So they're kind of like, "Well, this is how I felt, and that's it." So, like, it was a lot of spiritual highs and lows, but at the end, I found a way to bring it to a good wrap, like with gratitude, and I peacefully, released it. So yeah.
So, out of all the poems in your book, which one poem is the one that helped you get through?
Um, I'm gonna say the second poem that I have in my. It's a lot of them that are very dearly and special to me, but I'm gonna actually gonna name two. So
Okay.
the first one is titled "Bright," and it's basically about being in this place of sorrow, and then you finally find Jesus, your center, and He makes these promises to you, and it fulfills your heart in a way that only you and Him will understand, because no one knows you like He knows you. So the name of that poem is titled "Bright," which, if you when you order the book, you'll see what I'm talking about, and if hopefully it resonates with you. And then another, this is for all the Black girls. Another one is called "Fix My Hair." It's basically an analogy of a prayer to God, but I use references to me sitting in a chair, and I'm me making requests to my hairdresser of like, "God, this is what I want," but I'm speaking like he's a hairdresser, and my head is like my mind, asking him to fix, making that analogy, asking him to fix my mind, but I mean my hair, like he's the hairdresser. So I think people really like that one. There's a lot of them in there that I hold dearly, but those are two of my, I would say, favorites.
All right. So, what would you say if God said, which one of your poems brings you closer to me? Or brings, yeah, I'm about to hit that little heartstring.
I don't
Which
know.
one would
It's
you
so
say?
many. It's literally. Oh, okay. Let me think. I'm gonna say
Okay, I'll give you three. Let's do
three.
three.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. So the first, I would say the first two that I wrote, and then the third one is called. The third one. What's the third one called? I'm telling you, I wrote the book 3 years ago. The third one
Listen.
I would say is called "You and I." "You
Hmm.
and I" is basically coordinates with the illustration of the cover to "You and I," but I'm referring to me and God. And I think when I wrote that, I was speaking through His voice to me, like it was Him speaking to me, in the same as when I was saying, like, I had an encounter with Jesus and He validated His promises to me. I feel like that's another poem in there that indicated that, and that meant so much to me. So "You and I" is another very beautiful poem to me. Well, I don't want to be the author. It's like, yeah, my poem's great, but to me it's beautiful because of the experience behind it, and what I was able to create from that experience. So "You and I" is another one that I held dearly. I do have a poem in my poem "Bright." I mentioned my mother, Shanier, who also is a mental health advocate as well, and I shouted her out in
Okay.
that poem, so that meant a lot to me as well. Yeah.
So, who would you say is your biggest fan? That person say, "Oh my God, you did it! You did it! You did it!" Who would
Um,
be that person?
for one, I'm gonna put this sounds kind of like not cocky, but I'm gonna say I'm my biggest fan in terms of, like, because I know the journey and what it's like to not have people surrounding you that sees what you see in yourself. But other than that, most definitely my siblings and my mom and dad, who always encouraged me, and they always knew I had a passion for creative writing. My mom, she would like repost so many times. My little brothers and sisters, they admire what I do. So definitely my family, for sure, my immediate household family, that I, when I was going through the experience, those are the people that I was around at that time. So definitely my younger siblings, my mom and my dad.
And girl, there's nothing wrong with tooting your own horn. Toot toot,
Yes.
okay?
Yes. You have to. Somebody got to do it.
You have to.
Someone
You
has
have
to
to
do
be
it.
your biggest fan because
Yeah.
you're the one that you're looking in the mirror. Okay?
Yes. Yes.
So, how did it feel when you had your first manuscript in your hand?
Honestly, I went back to because I didn't tell you this either. I had the idea of Brown Eye Wonder when I was 15 years old, but I didn't know that the book, that's what the book was going to be about. I just had this cover. I'm like, I'm going to write a book one day and it's going to be titled Brown Eye Wonder. I used to make like little sketches in high school of like how I wanted the book to look and everything. But little did I did not know the book would be about spirituality, anything like that. I just knew like, okay, you're going to write some collection of poems and that's what it's going to be about. But I didn't know what it was going to lead to. But oh my god, what was the question again? I just
Girl, listen, you are good. How did you feel when you had your first manuscript in your hand?
relieved that the creativity that I worked on was tangible. I could hold it. And my second thought was, wow, I wonder who this is going to help. I'm like, this is the key to help somebody. It's 24 pages of some kind of goal that's going to heal and help somebody, because it did the same for me. So those were my first two initial reactions, and then I immediately wanted to show my mom. I think the day I showed her, she lost it, and she was just carrying on bad about it,
Oh,
because I got the very first copy mailed to my address, and when I saw it, I was like, oh, it's so pretty. Because when you're in the process of working on things, it can get frustrating. You start overthinking, second guessing yourself. You don't know how it's going to turn out. But I was so proud of myself that I was able to pull that off. And mind you, at the time when I was writing the book, I wasn't in the best place mentally, and I was still working, dealing with the adult life and adapted to those things. So when I was like, this is it. This is the start of my career as an author. Obviously, I think how I was telling you earlier, people, when they hear that you're author, they expect you to be a billionaire or out of the blue or something. But that was my first experience, starting my career path, something to put on my catalog. But yeah, I was grateful, very grateful.
oh. So I should tell you, I know we talked ahead of time, but
Yeah.
I didn't tell you about my fun question.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
The fun question is I am a lover of music and I am a lover of television,
Hmm.
film, movie.
Yes. Okay.
So these questions are going to be about you, your book,
Hmm.
and we say entertainment. So,
Okay.
first question: what star? It can be an actress, musician, it can be anybody.
Okay.
Who would you want to read your book and why?
Oh, I'm not really like a fangirl type, but if I had to, I'd say I like Willow. I love her music, and all of her music is about like spirituality, and she's very authentic. I would love for her to read my book one day, or maybe like, hmm, someone who
Willow.
just, I'm trying to, because I don't be like fangirling. Like, I have people that I admire. I know this is cliche and such a girl thing for me to say, but Beyonce.
Did you go see
But
the Beehive?
I love Ariana Grande. I would, if it could reach people like that. Oh my gosh, that would mean so
Oh,
much to me. But I don't be fangirling over people.
you
So
and my daughter would get along great because she likes
yeah,
Ariana
yeah.
Grande. Have you ever been to a Beyonce concert?
Never. It looks like a lot of fun. Expensive, but it looks like it's worth it though. But I love to go.
Whew, okay. I don't think I have the energy to go to one of her concerts because I'd be
Yeah, I
looking at
would get
old people like,
overstimulated at any concert, regardless of who it is. I feel like I'd be overstimulated and ready to
yeah.
go.
After 10 minutes, all right, man, let's
Yeah,
go.
all those people.
So you have the chance for your book to be narrated,
Hmm.
made into an audiobook.
Yes.
What voice or whose voice do you hear reading your book?
Mm. Oh, that's a good question. These are things that I've never thought about.
That's
A
why they're the fun
voice.
questions.
Is it crazy to say? I don't know.
No, it is not. It is not crazy because now that's a goal. Like, okay, I want my book to be an audiobook. So how do I
You know
want that
what?
sound to come out?
You know
Uh-oh.
what? This is just off the top of my head because it's a song by Tiana Taylor that Taraji P Henson was narrating, and I think it was like poetry at the beginning of the song. Maybe she'd be great narrating it. That'd be dope. She's one of my favorite actresses, so yeah,
And she is very, very um
passionate.
she yes, and she's very self assuring.
Yes, very much. I
She
think
says
she's a
she looks in the
yeah
mirror
Virgo.
all the
I like
time.
her.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
Okay. We got one more for you.
Okay.
I think this question I'm gonna start using all the time.
Okay.
Lifetime television is on the line. You know they like to do everybody's biopic.
I miss Lifetime. I haven't watched Lifetime in so long.
They had this series that Mary J. Blige did. I love the
Hmm.
series. Um, was was according to one of her songs, and that's what started making me look at it because I started to notice that they were doing a lot of biopics. The
Yeah.
Clark sisters, Tony Braxton, Whitney Houston, TLC, Salt and Pepper. I
Hmm.
was really getting into it. So
Yeah.
they called you and they said, we want to do a biopic of you. Who would you want to play you and why?
I don't know who would. Okay, you know what? I actually do know. I probably. She's gonna laugh. Okay, I probably would get my sister to play me because she's like my doppelganger. We look just alike, and no one knows me how she knows me. Maybe her. I can't think of like actress wise who I like identify with that could play me. I don't know, but
Listen, keep it in the family,
yeah. Who do
girl.
you think? Who do you think if I had a biopic?
From what I
Because
read,
I'm young. I'm like 24, so I don't know any 24-year-old A-listers that look like me. I don't know.
and so let me tell you, from what I
Okay.
read, and your age
Hmm.
does you nothing because you're very mature. You're
Oh,
very
thank
mature.
you. Thank you.
I was getting the feel of Marsha and Ambrosius, one of the young ladies from Floyd Tree. But
Oh, I
then
don't know who that. I
I
don't
was
even know
getting
who
that
that is.
early version of Jill Scott when she first came out.
Mm. Okay.
So that's the vibe that I'm getting.
Okay. I know a lot of people that have told me, like Zoe Kravitz or Zoe Kravitz's mom.
Lisa Bonet.
Yes,
Shouts
Lisa
out to
Bonet.
Malcolm
Yeah.
Jamal Warner. I'm a miss you, man.
Hmm.
So I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah.
Well, we are down to our last 5 minutes. So, of course, one, are you working on anything right now?
Oh, I'm working on a lot of things. Two things I'm not going to mention, but the things that I can mention is I've been doing more content with spoken word poetry. I've been working on music that's family oriented as well. And then I have two other projects that are in process, but I'm not going to say too much about those. I just want to, pop out with it. But yes, I've been working, getting back into my creative element, you know.
So, I know we have your handles at the bottom, but
Yes,
tell your viewers, your old readers, your new readers, and the people who are going to see this, who are going to start following you, how
yes.
they can keep up with you and your work.
Yes. To keep up with my work, you can look up my book Brown Eyed Wonder on Amazon. It's available. You have to look up the title Brown Eyed Wonder with my name, Jasmine Marieh. I'm also on TikTok, Instagram, on Facebook. You see my name as Jasmine Mariah on Facebook and handles to my business page and my links to my book and my work. But yeah, those are my social media handles and how you can contact me and get a copy of the book. So yeah.
Okay. But stay right there because I
Okay.
need to ask you one more thing. So,
All
you
right.
guys, you know that our contest is still going on for our summer reading challenge. And we have our secret code word that is only shown on Tuesday nights. Of course, you know, if you go and you find a post that says summer reading challenge and you put in this word, you get two chances to win the $10 gift card that is given on every Sunday. So I'm going to say tonight's secret word, and I'm going to ask Miss Mariah what that word means to her. So
Okay.
our secret word is wonder. So, Miss Mariah, what does the word wonder mean to you?
Yes. So wonder to me is an indication of hope, and um, it also represents to me, this is what it represents, like here being a hero, like heroism, and just reaching for the stars and looking up in times where it feels like you're at a down place, just looking up and remaining hopeful and faithful. So that's what I'll say, wonder, because you think like, I wonder why, or I wish, or I wonder, this, that, and the third. And that's this gateway to imagination, that's a gateway to all kinds of possibilities, and you never know what wondering could lead you to. So that's what
All
I would say.
right.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about. You guys go grab Brown Eyed Girl by Author Jasmine Mariah that could be found on Amazon. Follow her special links, social media links at the bottom. Ooh, and look at that cover, y'all. She got it.
I look happy.
Miss Jasmine, thank you for being with us tonight and
Thank
blessing
you.
us with your presence.
Thank you.
Listen, you keep making it do what it do.
Yes, ma'am.
You guys, it's another Tuesday night in the books. Always remember, there's no such thing as an old book because not everybody has read every book. Catch you next week. Bye.